what's buzzing with VO, man. We gonna get up in our straight, nail salon talk, and we gonna gossip today, man. Y'all ever had like an ex? You know what I'm saying? Every time I'm looking at the slate of games, I try to come up with a storyline, figure out something that's buzzing with VO. You know what I'm saying? And there wasn't a ton on the marquee today, but one thing that I did find intriguing was the match between James Harden's exes, Chris Paul and Russell Westbrook. So we're just gonna kind of talk about like whose fault was it for those breakups? Or no, let's start here. Actually, let's start here. Have you guys ever been in a situation where you ran into somebody that was an ex of the person you're currently dating, or maybe they're dating them now, or maybe you guys are both ex of the same person, so you're looking at each other like, I knew y'all wasn't gonna work out. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all ever had that situation or anything like that before, Jay Reese?
Oh, you're gonna start with me.
Yeah, right to you.
I'm gonna put it all the way out there. I ran into my wife's ex.
Ooh.
At a barbecue.
Oh, at the barbecue?
At the barbecue. So we chilling, right? And I'm like, y'all know I'm petty. Yeah. I'm looking at this dude like, you dated this loser? This dude looks like a whole booger.
He's a goofy.
So this man comes up to me. He's like, hey, yo, man, you trying to smoke some trees? I looked at him. I was like, no.
Not with
he's
you.
He's like, what's wrong, man? He's like, you don't smoke weed? I was like, I do, just not with you.
Like, we ain't homies like that. We ain't part of some type of fraternity or something, you know what I'm saying? Of people that done dated my chick, fuck that. I want to be your friend. Yeah, I mean, my first BM, she moved to Texas and was from Texas initially, so I never really had to run into a ton of people that she dated or that we were both exes of. So I've been kind of fortunate in that regard. And then my current wife, she just, she was focused on her education in high school, so she didn't have a ton of exes, and I haven't ever really had to be in the same spot. No, capping crunch, I'm capping. No, one time I was putting together this show, I was putting together this show at the Roxy, and her ex showed up, and I didn't know dude, but I had seen him through like old pictures and whatnot, and I had to ask myself, I asked her at the end of the night, I'm like, was that old boy right there? Dude went to jail after high school, man, and he was swole. He was huge, man. Like how your son is looking at that white beater right now. Dude was huge. He'd still look at you and be like, "Look at that little ass neck of yours, man." Dude was huge. Prison swole. I think he had to do the time for like some robbery, and that's part of the time when I courted and fell in love and, ended up marrying Melissa and whatnot. So that was uncomfortable. But that's because crazy. I wasn't 100% sure that was that guy because he was so much bigger than the pictures of him in high school. I wasn't 100% sure that was that guy. But at the end of the night, so there was no awkwardness during the event, but it did get pretty awkward when we had that conversation after I left. Cody, you ever been in any situation like that?
No, fortunately not. So yeah. I try to stay away from that. Yep.
Yeah. Keep it moving.
He's like, and that's all I have to say about that. All right, so I mean, that's that portion of it. And so we're going to dive a little bit deeper on this James Harden, CP3, and Russell Westbrook dynamic. Cody, who's responsible for Russell Westbrook and James Harden's breakup? Russell or James Harden?
I think it's probably more Russell Westbrook. I mean, he hasn't been able to really win with anyone. He's played with some of the greatest players, and he's like even Durant, some of these other people, he's never really, kept any of them around. And he's always either been shipped off or he's gotten other people shipped off. So I think it's definitely Westbrook.
Yeah, I mean, with that one, I don't know how much fault I'd give. I'd give a little fault to D'Antoni too, because Westbrook looked mad uncomfortable. And when you are in a relationship and the homies or the external pressure from your peers right now are driving you to like do bad things, like Russell Westbrook looked like a car running 100 miles an hour into a brick wall over and over again. And then he'd like reverse. I used to just get the ball and run 92 feet and then just throw it so hard to PJ Tucker on the wing, like, and he would go over his head and shit. It was like looking ridiculous towards the end of it. So I don't know if that was their relationship, their dynamic, or just a victim of the circumstances and whatnot. And time and place is everything. Jay Reese, who's responsible for the breakup between James Harden or CP3?
I think James Harden is personally responsible for both breakups. Once he gets to a point like, I can't win with this dude, he's like shipping him out of here. Like,
Yeah.
get this dude the hell up out of here. And y'all see CP3 out there balling. He out there balling with the Phoenix Suns. They red hot. But did you see CP3 when he was in OKC? He had brought that team around too. So I definitely don't think it was him. I have to go with James Harden on that one.
Yeah, man. So you play some blame on James Harden for both breakup, which brings me to my next question. Maybe is James Harden like just toxic? Because like you see that now, you know, in the situation he's in now, and he's willing to take like a back seat. But initially, if he'd have took a back seat to Westbrook and Durant, they might have been really special altogether. But he had to go out, get paid, prove that he can be the man, won 2 MVPs and whatnot. So nobody's hating on what he did when he left, but it's just like, well, if you're willing to take the back seat now to these two players, one of them still the same player, another one a new person in Kyrie Irving, why didn't you do that initially and just keep that core together with Harden, Ibaka, KD, and Russell Westbrook? That might have been beneficial. So maybe he is just toxic. Jay Reeves, is James Harden toxic?
I think it just depends on his situation. You know, if he's in a good situation like he is with Brooklyn, I don't feel like he's toxic over there at all. But other situations like in Houston, that was just looked a mess. I was like, the damn monkeys are running the show out here, and not no racist terms or anything.
Yeah, I get you.
But he just kept constantly getting fools shipped up out of there. He's like, nope, don't like him. Nope, don't like him. He was toxic in Houston, not in Brooklyn.
Yeah, I think he has that toxic trait of codependency to where he's always moving on from people, whether it be Dwight Howard, CP3, Russell Westbrook, but he always feels like he needs that partner to make him complete. Cody, do you think James Harden is toxic?
I don't know. We'll have to see. I think he's been toxic these last couple of years. I don't think he was when he left OKC. I mean, he played pretty good and deserved the contract.
He deserved a big boy contract.
With Brooklyn, if they keep having all these injuries and he's the only one that can carry the team, then I think you could start seeing some of the fallout. And I think then we'll see the true James Harden. So
yeah, just like your relationship, you know, when everybody's like, you know, good and the finances is good and the kids is good and everything's going swimmingly, you know, like that's when people stay on board. But once there's like a layoff or a sickness or there's a health issue or something, that's when you normally see people like pull back, and that's when you kind of show the toxic nature. One argument against James Harden being toxic is he's always been kind of transparent. He's always like kind of said what he meant. Like, he's like, yo, get him out. Like, I don't think this is right. Like, he knows when to call it quits. He's like, yo, get me out of here. This isn't working. Like, so, I mean, that's a non-toxic quality that he does possess, is he's a very good communicator. It seems like everybody seems to always know how James Harden feels. So, I mean, that kind of does it with that section. And, I mean, now that we done spill all the tea, you know what I'm saying? I guess we go ahead and keep it pushing into some of the game slates for today. And just remember, when it's you against the sports book, the bucket list has your back.